Said, is there any discussion about doing anything for the people who are in this facility being cut off in Mariupol? Any kind of an airlift, a way to get them supplies, food, medicine, which I'm sure they're going to run out of shortly. Basically, is there anything anybody's trying to do for them?
Well, this is something that we're watching very closely. It is clearly has been a focus of the Russian Federation to undertake this brutal assault on the people of Mariupol, both fighters and civilians. And we've seen President Putin and the Kremlin make pronouncements along the lines of those we've heard in recent hours to distract from what can only be considered the underperformance of Russia's military forces and its failure to achieve its original objectives in Ukraine. We understand that Ukraine's forces continue to hold their ground, and there is every reason to believe that President Putin and his defense ministers show for the media what we saw in recent hours is even yet more disinformation from their well-worn playbook. What we've seen from the people of Mariupol, including those who remain in this facility, is nothing short of bravery. It is nothing short of inspiring. And their ferocious stands in stark contrast to the plummeting morale that we've seen among Russia's forces. It stands in stark contrast to the tactics that we have seen Russia impose against those in Mariupol. What Russia has done to the city of Mariupol over the course of weeks now is heartbreaking. And some of the most chilling images that we've seen emanate from this war, some of the accounts that are likely to constitute war crimes, have emanated from Mariupol. And these tactics, these acts, they really underscore the utter indifference to human life that we've seen Russia's forces demonstrate in their conduct in Ukraine. When it comes to Mariupol, our position and that of our partners and allies has been clear. We have called for humanitarian access. In other words, allowing much needed humanitarian assistance to get in and for those in the besieged city to come out. Now, of course, we've heard from the Kremlin in recent hours that the plan is to attempt to starve out, to seal off that facility. We know that partners around the world are using the leverage they have with the Russian Federation. We're discussing this with our Ukrainian partners. We want to see those who seek to leave the city be afforded the opportunity to leave. And this is something that we will continue to call for, and this is something that we'll continue to be focused on.
But if Russia doesn't allow that, as they seem not to intend to, is there a plan B to get some sort of supplies or food or anything to these people who are stuck?
There are many organizations and entities that are working on the ground. These are non-governmental organizations, humanitarian organizations that are doing everything they can and will continue to do everything they can to get humanitarian assistance in. Ultimately, there has been an impediment to doing that, and it has taken the form of the Kremlin and Vladimir Putin, his pronouncements. Every time we have seen a humanitarian corridor and the promise of humanitarian corridor arise, it has been promptly put to an end by the actions of the Russian government. What we need to see is humanitarian access. There are organizations, including humanitarian organizations that the international community is supporting on the ground in the region, prepared to help move in some of this aid, prepared to provide assistance to those fleeing this assault. And it's something that we'll remain very focused on, Saeed.
On the people in the factory. Now, the Russians claim that there are some 2,000 people live there. They also claim or insinuate that they are not regular army, they are Azov, whatever, brigade and so on. Do you have any information on the people that are fighting, remaining to fight? Who are they? Are they part of the regular army, or are they, as the Russians claim?
I'm just not in a position to provide that sort of tactical battlefield update from here. We've seen reports that there are Ukrainian fighters holed up in this facility, but we've also seen reports that there are civilians in this facility. So again, the imperative needs to be humanitarian access for those who wish to leave, who wish to leave the city of Mariupol, who wish to leave any besieged facilities in and around the city.
And